Okay, welcome back to our third installment of our February to March 2016 update. Uh, Flower that you're looking at now is Masdevallia Peach Melba variety Barbara. Got an AM AOS. This is just opening up for me for the very first time. It looks really pretty. I love the way the hairs color the flower on it. Just a beautiful, beautiful Masdevallia. And moving up here, this is another very nice thing. This is Dendrobium aphyllum, and the flowers don't last real long on this, but it's very pretty. It's just getting its start now. It's not a very large plant. It will get the canes will get longer and more flowers as it goes by in years. So really looking forward to see what it can do in another few years. Here is Lutetia, this color. I moved this back a little bit so that it wouldn't get quite as much light as what it had been getting. And it's almost in full flower now. A few more buds left to open, but one of the few jewel orchids that really put on a nice show when it flowers also. And right next to it here is another Masdevallia. This is Masdevallia vechiana, and it is clonal name is Betty on it, and real nice thing. It also has an AM AOS, which means this means that it's got an award of merit from the American Orchid Society. On a 0 to 100 point scale, that means it's got between an 80 and an 89 point score, and very difficult to get an AM, so it means it's a very, very valuable plant. Okay, going to swing up here. Actually, these are in the Oncidium Alliance, but we have some Tolumnias that are blooming. The one on the right there has been blooming ever since, I think in November or into December. Never saw one that lasted that long. That's incredible. And this is the one on the left is Oncidium Calypso. That's just started opening up, but there's a couple more spikes there that you might see that's going to open up pretty soon. Coming down here, if you remember Dyneema polybulbin, I've been pulling flowers off of it as they fade, and it's about done. But gave us a very, very nice show. Got a couple of bulbophyllums here that are in bud. There's a nice shot of bud of Bulbophyllum umbulatum, and it's a mauve form, which means that the flowers are kind of an off-white with just like a little bit of a peach color or something. And then this one I need to repot, but it's putting out a nice spike. That's another one of the Bulbophyllum Lion King crossed with Annandalii. Puts out a whorl of flowers. Lasts a couple of weeks. And looking on down here, we've got Phalaenopsis that are in bud here. A couple of flowers are starting to open. That's a little mini phale that my wife bought for me at the grocery store one time. It's real pretty flowers. I really wish I knew the names of these things because they are very desirable things. Another standard size Phalaenopsis here, just opening up. Over here, I'm not real sure about this, but let me get this and show it to you. I believe this is Bulbophyllum falcatum, and I believe what we're looking at here are bloom spikes on it. And what it does is it forms kind of, I think they call it a rachis, which is a flattened bloom spike, and the flowers are born on it. Flowers are rather small, but it's a very unique type of bloom. Bulbophyllums are unique. That's one thing I will say for them. If you like the unique, the bizarre, and through that the beautiful, I highly recommend Bulbophyllums. Okay, and we'll turn around here, and here is another jewel orchid. I did a video on jewel orchids not too long ago, and this is Stenorhynchus Glickensteinii, named for my friend Leon Glickenstein, and that's in full bloom right now. This is a very, very easy plant to grow, almost as a pot plant. You just keep it evenly moist, give it about, I don't know if it even, I don't know if it even needs Phalaenopsis light in order to bloom, but just real nice windowsill plant. Here we have Maxillaria variabilis. This is a yellow form, and this has been blooming for a few months now. Maxillarias tend to do that. They'll keep putting out flowers, especially variabilis does. And in back of it, almost finished, is Dendroconum bicolosum. That put on a very nice show for us. And we'll move down here. We have a Dendrobium here. Dendrobium little green apples that is has been flowering for quite a while actually, and that's a real nice thing. That those will flower for about 3 months. And we're going to go over here, show you there's some seed pods forming on some Masdevallias, so hopefully we'll get my own little Masdevallia plants coming along in a couple of years. Another Masdevallia here. This is Masdevallia Maui Holiday. Beautiful thing. Almost always in flower. Really gorgeous plant. Also, another thing that's neat about it is it's a very, very small growing plant. Up here is Masdevallia Ziegler's Love. Real pretty white, pure snow white flowers with yellow tails. And it's a fairly large growing Masdevallia if you look at the whole thing here. But real pretty. Another Masdevallia that's going to be blooming pretty soon. That's I have to look at the name. It's bloomed for me before. It's a Masdevallia Highlands Monarch variety, Golden Sunshine. Really big flower on that one. And here's another one that's going to be blooming soon. That's Masdevallia Falcon's Gold, which I have not seen yet. So looking forward to see that. And now we'll move around here a little bit. I want to show you this Dendrobium here. This is my first Dendrobium amethystoglossum seedling that is flowered, and I am very, very pleased with it. I'll show you the other one soon. We're going to do a video on amethystoglossum, but very, very nice flowers. In back of it here is another amethystoglossum that I have had for quite a while, and it's just coming into its own. It's got 12 spikes on it, and that is in, I think, a 3.5 or 4 inch pot. So it's really a nice thing to have. Does a really nice job. I'm going to turn this off here for a second. I want to back up. Okay, we're back here. This is a Coleogene flaccida, and it is just opening up. I am not sure, but I think that the reason it is called flaccida is because the flower spikes are what they call flaccid, and they droop down and become pendulous. But this has just started opening for me. Wasn't even, it was just in bud yesterday. These spikes, when they start coming, they come out very quickly and open up. So it's a pretty plant, very fragrant, really nice thing. It takes a bit of a rest during the winter time, and then puts out really nice spikes like this. Okay, we're going to go over and take a look at a few cymbidiums here. Right here's a cymbidium flirtation. It's starting to fold up. You notice that the dorsal sepal is starting to curl in that. And they last quite a while. Here's another cymbidium. This is an unnamed hybrid. I believe it was in bloom last month when I did this, and it still looks nice. Has a nice bit of fragrance. Here we have another cymbidium flirtation, and over here is yet a third one. And this plant here, you notice all the ones I showed you, the flower spikes are pendulous. But here on the same plant, if you look, is a flower spike. It hasn't opened up yet, but this flower spike is upright. So I don't know what it is the determining factor, but sometimes flirtation puts out an upright spike, sometimes it puts out a pendulous spike. I guess it just gets confused sometimes. I'm going to go over here and show you one or two last things. Here's a nice little plant. This is Dendrobium Australian Artist, and I believe this one was in the last month's update also. Flowers here are starting to fade a little bit, but the newer spikes are still doing fine. Nice plant, doesn't get real tall, and this is a first bloom seedling. I am really looking forward to see what it's going to do in future years, because I think I have about 20 flower spikes on that largest bloom right there, and it's going to only get more. One of the nice things about these are Australian dendrobiums, and one of the really nice things is that they will rebloom off of the same spike for several years. So next year, most of these spikes that are blooming here will rebloom again, along with the newer growths, and they become very, very nice displays. Just a couple flowers left on this Australian dendrobium. This one is Dendrobium telecon. Let me lift this up here to show you better. That one is very reminiscent of you can see both Dendrobium kingianum and Dendrobium speciosum in this. But it's a pretty thing. You can see there's a couple old flower spikes here. This is the end of the blooming season for them. Most of them bloom in early to mid-winter. And real nice thing. Okay, here we are looking at two ascocentrums. The one on the right is past its prime. It's starting to fade, and flowers are dropping off, but it's put out a really nice show. This is the second spike on it, and it's, I believe, Ascocentrum Mona Church. And then below it here, this is a fairly new Ascocentrum. I don't know exactly when it was discovered. I think it was in the 80s. But this is Ascocentrum Christiansonianum. And this is the first time that it's bloomed for me. Growing up from a little seedling. Very pretty little plant. I really like the nice shape of it and the nice pink flower color. So very, very nice thing. Okay, well that's about it for our look at the miscellaneous genre for this month, and hopefully we will see you back again next month. This is Wade from Wade's Orchids saying happy growing, and if you like what you see here, subscribe to it and tune in for the next one. Okay, bye bye.